Just going live without any warning whatsoever tonight. Absolutely. Just to mess with people. What just happened? Oh my god. Oh my god, the NerdCap just
giraffe
started.
was in the tree.
And then she said,
Oh, here we go. Here, check this out.
Oh, there we go. We're on.
Oh, hallelujah.
Get up right now.
I'm hearing something real powerful for someone. And now listen to this. Reaching out to hurting people. This is what you do. Something more than it was. Yes. Listen to this right here. I heard then, it was like the Lord spoke that through me then. Oh, there it is.
Get up right now.
There it is again. Set that man that reaching out to hurting people. This is what you do. Something more than it was. I like that, don't you?
Get up right now.
There it is again, so strong.
Oh, yes.
Set that man that reaching out to hurting people. This is what you do. Something more than it was. Amen.
Welcome to the NerdCap, ladies and gentlemen. Hubaba Kanda.
we weren't muted during that.
No, you were not. No, you were not.
And I only realized when I was like,
pterodactyls.
what was that? That's not part of the song.
Could have sang along. Hubaba Kanda. Ooh, 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 ooh.
I shoulda.
Welcome, Mad Ruth Comics is in the house. We've also got AGE Comics. There are more of you watching
AGE.
tonight. I can see you out there. And it is okay. It is okay if you just want to hang out there and listen, but you're going to have more fun if you participate. I promise you that. We are currently also live on the old Rumble. We've been live streaming to Rumble now for a couple of weeks, and it seems to be going okay. So if you guys are over there in Rumble land, please, by all means, leave a comment, and we will be able to see what you're saying, and we will bring you right on into the conversation tonight. We're not going to keep you long. We're just going to have a Have a good time. Yeah, we got several lurkers out there tonight, and that's fine. Lurkers
It's
are
a
just
trap.
fine. We're gonna. It's a trap. It's a trap. We're gonna talk about a few things tonight, and we'll show off a couple things. Hey guys, you guys want to watch a funny trailer?
Woo!
Here you go.
Hell
check this
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Hey, you! Are you tired?
Okay.
Well,
Hey, you! Are you tired of lame ass stories for kids? Well, don't be a moron. Walk through that door. What's wrong? Don't be a sissy baby. Just have a look. The Buckler Canadian Tussle. Exclusively on Fun My Comic.
I love that thing so freaking
I
much.
do love that, and he's got so many great little trailers for that. I think he's on his third one now. His third one. Yeah, tonight's episode brought to you by a StreamYard that's very, very glitchy tonight. And who else is it brought to you by? Let's see. Let's Critical Blast. We do remember the log song.
I love the log song.
The log song is great. We've got a few more people in here. Grey Wolf Graphics, a channel member, by the way. Welcome, my friend. It's great to have you here tonight. File 13 is in the house. Great to have you here as well. People are welcoming Ray. Ray, it's great to have you back. We haven't had you in a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's
Life has
Gotcha.
been crazy. And the world is all flutter with crazy things. Welcome, Just Carol, here tonight. Just popping in to say hi. Not feeling well, so I'm going to crawl back into bed. So hi and bye. Well, we'll be praying for you. Hopefully you get feeling better. I know that...
yeah, get better soon.
Yeah, get better. I know we've got Piper, who is also not feeling so well.
Oh, man.
We did the funny start. Unfortunately, I hit the button to go live like 2 seconds too late when she was talking about feeling it in her skull.
Oh, yeah, I like in my eye socket. Yeah, the moral of the story is, or the end of the story is, I have the tooth is still in my face, but worse, 10,000 times worse than it was
Yikes.
before. And places that could knock me out to pull it don't take my insurance. So
Dear God,
it hurts. It hurts. It randomly is bleeding, and they didn't give me nothing. Oh my gosh.
Like when I got my
Okay,
wisdom
sorry.
school out in China, I got nothing.
Oh, except maybe some diseases. I'm just kidding.
No, it was actually quite
Mysterious
hygienic. Just
diseases,
no
too.
Novocaine.
Oh,
Nothing, huh?
So you can feel, you know how you get like
Oh,
some people
dentist.
say they get a contact high from like, marijuana or whatever. But I can feel like a contact pain from Piper just radiating through the screen when she talks about her tooth.
Yeah.
Right?
This is like
It's not-
teeth pulling
not
season
guys.
because my missus just had both her wisdoms pulled out last week.
Oh, dang.
And then one
See,
next week.
my son needs his wisdoms pulled out, and we're having a problem. Nobody will take his insurance, our insurance, basically. So I haven't found anybody to pull his, and he's about to outgrow the insurance, essentially. And then, yeah, I got this like snaggletooth thing going on.
Snaggletooth.
Snaggletooth.
I love that. We got Fresher Luke in the house. Welcome, Fresher Luke.
He's like you,
We've
but
got
fresher.
Marsupial Gamer. Marsupial's in the house. I love Fund My Comic website. I love it too. And you know what? Fund My Comic loves you. Wookie is in the house. Wookie Fever. I say it Wookie because it's funnier. It's Wookie Fever. Hey, Luke Stone, what's up, my friend? It's great to have you here. What are we doing tonight? We're gonna be talking some smack, talking a little trash, and then going to bed.
Yeah.
I've been in this chair all day long drawing. I got 3 pages done today. I would like to have gotten 4, but I had to get away from the tablet for a while. I was going cross-eyed.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I
a
got
lot
a
of
script
detail
to
today.
finish writing, but things keep going wrong and keeping me at the desk doing the wrong things. Because
Ooh, that
Yeah.
means, folks, she's looking at porn. By the way, looking at porn.
Whoa.
Brought to you.
So intense.
It's very intense. Bam! Live on Fun My Comic right now, guys.
Dude,
check that
that was a
out.
cool trailer too. I'm a sucker for
Super
animation,
cool
man. Like,
trailer.
Damn.
Super cool
Man.
trailer.
I like
We got-
that. Apparently, looking at porn is brought to you by
Yeah,
Forsaken
looking up porn is
Gods.
brought to you by Forsaken Gods. We've got Black Hat Cinephile in the house, arting and listening. Great to have you.
Nice.
Sarcotic
Welcome.
Studios. Sarcotic Studios. You need to load a trailer on your Fun My Comic so I can play it here on my shows.
You get that stuff, man.
We got Edwin Raid of the White Leopard, April 28th.
Jeez.
We'll play your
Wow.
trailer
That's
here
a
in a little bit.
mouthful.
It is a mouthful. It is a mouthful. I wonder.
Was that Ace Vita a play on avocado?
I don't know. I'm thinking, does that fit on his driver's license?
So
Wait,
it's
what
What
was
about
he-
his birth certificate?
Is it all hyphenated? Like,
Hyphens brought to you by.
Raid of the White Leopard is the story of a band of Viking raiders who get caught up in a storm and wash up on a mysterious island. Written by Edwin Acevedo, creator of The Ace, with art by Avery Butterworth from The Lost Pages. Letters by SK. Back it on funmycomic.com.
I'm telling you, I love that one too. Man, the line work is so expressive
yes.
on that book. Man, I can't
Who
wait to
doesn't
go
like Vikings?
buying that. Oh, you're right?
Right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe anybody that got sacked by a Viking.
Yeah.
I may not like him, but you know, it is what it is.
Dillard.
Dillard's in the house. Dillard, you want a
Hey,
link?
Dillard.
Does Dillard want a link? Let me know, Dillard. If you want a link, I'll send you a link. You can come chill with us tonight. I'm getting ready to pull up some fun stuff here in a second, guys. But I'm not going to dox myself in the process. Speaking of doxing,
Redact that.
Bad kitty. Why?
Bad kitty.
Why
that's
only
what
when I'm
he
streaming?
said.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh my gosh.
Dude, these cats
Wow.
only when I'm streaming. These cats are like, oh, she's got those headphones on again, and she's talking at that screen. It's time to fuck shit up.
That is right. That is right. So, okay, I'm going to share. Which screen am I going to share? Oh my gosh. Man,
I have a
I've got
question.
so
Have you
much stuff
seen
going
or
on.
do you have access to that little small trailer that Pixel made for that little teaser for Mermaid?
You know, I haven't seen it.
He posted it at one point.
MK.
It's cute.
Oh my god. I do want to share some stuff. So this last week was Easter. Last Sunday was Easter. And that's not the page I want to share. This is the one I want to share. Check this out, guys. For all our gamer friends and fans out there, this is a sponsored link on the ICB2.com. Maybe I should pay for a sponsored link for Fund My Comic on ICB2.com so that people have to read it. So they have to know that we're over here kicking ass. Kicking ass. Anyway, sponsored. Sit as close as you can to Jesus and his apostles during the Last Supper in, I believe that's supposed to be Jerusalem, but they spelled it with an I because they don't understand that J's sometimes have a dot at the top. So, Jerusalem, Anno Domini. An immersive and innovative experience for strategy game fans. I have not read this article, guys. I stopped as soon as I saw an immersive and innovative experience for strategy game fans based around the Last Supper.
Are they strategizing between dessert and main course and starters? Or?
Right. I don't know.
What the?
Let's go into details about whether or not there's strategy for fourth perspective. And
But I ordered the
game.
calamari.
I don't know. Where's the brisket?
Wait, who do
I
you
like the
play
brisket.
as? Because what?
I don't know. Okay. So they actually spelled it right down here. Jerusalem, spring of the year 33. So that, that's Jesus' birth. It's 33 that year. A crowd gathers at the gates of the city to welcome Jesus of Nazareth, about to celebrate the Passover with his apostles and followers. With a revolutionary message, he has garnered supporters everywhere, as well as suspicious looks from religious authorities. Soon the Last Supper will be celebrated, and the fate of one of the most influential figures in history will be sealed. Okay, we know the story, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the story already happened. So how do you?
Because I call Thomas. He's a doubter. Dylan kind of wants to play. I kind of do too. I think I'm gonna buy it. I got this game called Cards Christians Like, which is really funny. But if you come over to our house and play it, and you are not familiar with like the church world at all, you will not know anything, and it will not be funny to you.
So it's like Cards Against Humanity, but Christian
But for
Inside Joke
Christians,
Edition.
yeah,
Oh,
like
nice.
yeah. So it's like all like Christian, like pop Christian culture references.
You should put that on Fund My Comic.
Like Stephen Furtick is an option for like one of the answers, right?
Who?
Stephen, yeah, exactly, right? So you're not going to know that.
Yeah.
So like somebody says like, it's like, choose your favorite villain in the New Testament. You're like, Stephen Furtick. He's a preacher. You guys even know he's a preacher. Pretty big deal too.
Is Jimmy Swaggart in there?
Mad Ruth would like to be the Romans in this strategy game.
Damn.
Yeah, I think they won, right? I think they kind of, in the scheme of looking at that.
But I feel like a strategy game, I usually think of like you're managing armies, maybe because I played
Right,
Civilization
right. I
and
don't-
StarCraft and Warcraft a lot, right?
Yeah,
So the only
don't
thing I could
understand.
think of is being the Romans and managing Roman military, which I feel like, again, it's kind of boring.
Right, yeah. And so Meme says we're all going to hell. I think so. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's let's continue reading, shall we? Let's draw straws, bro.
I design games for a living, and I literally got nothing. Like it just wow.
I have no idea what they're going to do.
I can't figure out the angle here.
In Jerusalem, Anno Domini, players represent one of the communities of Jesus of Nazareth's followers who, visiting Jerusalem from neighboring towns and villages, head to the site of the Last Supper with the intention of getting as close as possible to where Jesus and his apostles will sit. Throughout the game, the players manage resources, do favors, and accumulate parables so that they can show up at the Last Supper.
Oh my God! So the
And
strategy
sit next to Jesus.
it's a bunch of fetch quests and crap. You're doing chores to try and get a good seat. Oh my God!
Yes, you're strategizing to get a seat at the table.
What is this? Musical chairs?
I don't
Without
know.
the music?
Man,
No.
yeah. What are you gonna do? You're gonna kick out John. I'm pretty sure his seat's pretty well. Now, I mean, we could have, if only Judas. So this is this is real.
I see. You're against followers. You're up against followers of Judas. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, okay. The objective of the game is to score points based on your followers. The closer they are to the apostles and to Jesus himself, the more victory points you will have at the end of the game, except, of course, the followers who are close to Judas will do the opposite and subtract points. Any parable tiles of the offering tokens gathered throughout the game will also add points.
Yes, it sounds riveting.
There's a lot
sounds
of
like the
things.
most fun game ever.
There's a lot of things that you can make a game about. This is not one of them that I think garnered a game.
Yeah.
But they did it.
Grey Wolf, I'm thinking Stephen Furtick started the Jesus movement. No, Stephen Furtick is a pastor of Elevation Church, which he's a he's a heretic. I'm just gonna put it out there. Yeah, he's a heretic, and it's. I would cry were it not for laughing. Do you get 30 tokens? Because that's how many pieces of silver Judas betrayed Jesus for. Yeah, Judas betrayed Jesus. So so some of those Christian jokes we have to.
Honestly, I'm still reading it, and it just gets worse. It just gets worse and worse.
What can I buy with silver shekels? Well,
Oh my God, they've got a dining room?
oh my gosh,
This is
the
just,
dining
you,
room
you
where the
actually
supper.
sit there and play with you arrange the apostles at the table.
There's a game board where you. Oh my gosh!
God.
Oh look,
Dude.
Is that a kiwi fruit?
You see what? Look, I'm gonna zoom in on this. You see what I'm seeing here, right?
Dear God.
Oh, Lord.
Oh. Why do my brethren have to be so cringe? I don't understand.
That round block in the photo that looks like it's supposed to be the crown of thorns.
Yeah.
It looks
I
like
think
a
that's
bloody
right.
kiwi fruit.
It kind of does look like a kiwi fruit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, don't confuse me with Lonnie Frisbee. Lonnie Frisbee's pretty cool.
Can you imagine the guy that designed the game watching the video?
Yeah, he's just like, what? I'm like, listen.
I worked really hard on this.
I'm sure you did. I'm a pastor, and
Forgive
I'm
them,
telling
they
you,
don't know what they do.
don't. Stop. Just stop.
This ain't it, bruh.
No. There's so many other ways that you could have gone with your talent and your ability here, okay?
There's so many different ways that they could have capitalized on Easter and Jesus and stuff, but this ain't it.
Look, there are so many things that you could strategize with. The Last Supper is not one of them.
Yeah.
Now, the Book of Acts, 1,000%.
Right, there really are
Right,
things
yeah.
that happen, like, that would
Judges.
make strategy games and stuff. Yeah.
Judges. I mean, there's
This is
so
not,
many,
this,
there's so many
Dude,
cool
Psalms.
things in the Bible you do not need to try to do. This is like
honestly,
grasping for straws.
this right here,
What?
I would have thought, oh my God. Well, yeah, that's most board games now. I would have thought that the person that made this was not
I would have made it
Christian.
players 1 to 12.
1 to 12. Yeah, you can only have
Yeah.
4 players. Like, come on.
What?
Well, 13 actually.
If I didn't know, I would have said that somebody made this to make fun of the whole thing. Like to be,
Dillard, I trade Jesus candles with my siblings. This sounds less fun. This retails for $60, folks.
yeah, most
$60.
honestly,
Send me the link. I'm
most
going to send it to my brother.
board games
that-
do now.
Is that silver or is that US dollars?
From Diver Game. I'm going to copy this link. And I'm going
I'm
to
going to send it to my preacher brother.
See how many people actually bought the game?
I'm going to put it here. And I'm also going to put it in our private chat for anyone here that might feel like, I've got to have this. I've got to have this game.
I'd be
on
looking
my
for like videos of people actually like trying to play it.
Diver Game. What all do they sell here? Blind Business. Yokai Sketch. Jerusalem. It is their big ticket item. Oh, no. Lacrimosa. $80. All right. So, yeah, this is their... it's a coming soon. It's not even available.
So they think it's gonna make big bucks.
Well,
Put that
I'm
price
gonna-
tag on it and then stick it next to games that are like $11.99.
Oh, it says it's in stock now. So yeah, I guess you can. Then you need to move it from the coming soon
Yeah.
and put it in the what's new, brother. Yeah, there it is. News on the front page. Because you paid for it to be there. It's not the same thing, man. It's not the same thing of ICV2. See, that's what I like about this. They're at least like, it's sponsored. Like they put it in there twice. Look at this. Sponsored. Oh,
Yeah.
sponsored. They paid
Yeah.
to be here. They paid to be here. Anyway, man. So I thought I would share that. I thought that was pretty funny for you guys. Let's see what else is new in the news. Super Mario is blowing it up at the box office. Saw that this weekend with
I
my
was confused
family.
why there's a picture of Shoko for a minute, and then I
Yeah.
saw the rest of the. I was
'Cause
like,
she's-
"That's not Mario."
Because she's pretty. Because she's pretty and orange.
She is pretty.
She's very pretty. Indiana Jones trailer. New Game of Thrones spinoff. I'm sure that's all I wanted was more of that. But no, let's talk about Daisy Ridley.
Do we have to?
God. Oh. Look, how much real estate did they actually give to that?
Apparently not very
Not much.
much.
Not much. Not much at all. Okay, here we go. This is what we get. We get... Oh, they gave it more than we gave Super Mario Brothers. Super
he's
Mario
the-
Brothers kicked butt, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, what the? They're.
Sells
I don't
itself.
think they're happy about that.
Right? And everyone was like, because Chris Pratt was in it. They all tried to be upset. And now people
Yeah.
are trying to say that it's woke. But I don't think it's woke. I watched it.
There's Pixel.
I think, what's up?
I've watched. I've listened to both sides of the debate on the woke and the not woke, and there's some compelling arguments on both sides.
There is, but here's my point. When I'm playing the video game, Peach is an NPC, right? And she's given Mario the tutorial, right? So that's why she's boss. She's an NPC.
Oh,
Mario
okay.
is
Then
me.
Big deal.
I'm hitting the buttons, right? That's why I'm failing so much. It's like me learning to play the game. That's what the movie felt like for me, and I loved it. I loved that. That was great. And I think
Peach.
here's the
Peach,
thing.
when she is a playable character, though, Peach is such a cheaty character. I love her. That little
Yeah.
floaty with her dress saves
yeah.
my dumb butt every time. Every dang jump.
Here's what I think is very interesting about wokeism, right? I think if you're looking for woke, you can find it anywhere. You know, it's like racism. If you're looking for
The
racism,
counter-
you can find it anywhere.
Exactly. You can
counter-argument
find
for,
find anti-woke messages or, like he said, racism. You can find the bad stuff just as much as you can find whatever good stuff. You'll find what you're looking for if you're looking for it, like to be there.
Well, from the counter argument point of view for the woke or not woke, Peach is a princess, right? It's a classical archetype in storytelling.
Yeah.
So you got with the classical archetypes, they're standard literary roles that kind of overlay the human condition and why people like that type of story, why traditional roles in those stories is because they speak to the human condition and they make for good stories. So when people step outside of those classic literary roles, you get into postmodernism. So Peach being a girl boss in the movie and nearly flawless compared to Mario, some people are viewing that as what the woke element is, right? Instead of the classical literary role, which is, a princess being saved by the hero. The fact that she is saved makes Mario the hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not getting that. It's a originally a regular Joe getting like literally sucked into a weird situation, and managing to save the day, and a kidnapped princess. So the updated version, princess girl boss, like.
It was fun. It was fun. I
And you
liked it.
still got the story of the regular Joe figuring out how to do the thing.
Trying to, him and his brother, stopping being a coward. And there was a
Poor
lot of
Green
good
Mario.
stuff, man. There was a lot of good stuff, yeah. Yeah, it's the bylighting. People looking to be offended are surprised. Offended.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Star Wars. At Star Wars Celebration, Lucas President Kathleen Kennedy, oh, that's a name, just sends shivers down my spine, being the fan that I am, announced that 3 new Star Wars movies, directed by James Mangold, Dave Filoni, and Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, are in the works. The Mangold movie will be set 25,000 years prior to any of the Star Wars timelines and stories, which puts it prior to even Dark Horse Comics' Tales of Jedi series. That told the tale of the Great Sith War, which happened prior to 3,996 BPY. Dave Filoni's movie will entail a climactic event for the Star Wars series happening in the New Republic era as explored in The Mandalorian.
Oh no.
Yes. Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy's new Star Wars movie involves a second special announcement and return of Daisy Ridley to the Star Wars franchise as Rey Skywalker. Oh boy. Oh, just
Yeah,
give me
so
more Mary
excited.
Sue Skywalker.
Oh yeah, I'm hyped. This is my hyped face.
This is some of the worst. Nothing against Daisy Ridley. She's a
Bye-bye,
beautiful
Disney.
human being and a great actress.
Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes like really good actors and actresses just are getting screwed over by shit scripts.
You can't do
They
anything
need to fire
with
their
bad
agents.
writing.
Yeah.
You can't do anything with bad writing. It's bad. It's bad when even
Especially if the director, if you try and the director's like, nah, do it
Mark
this way.
Hamill is ripping the character of Rey apart. The House of Mouse is faltering, my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I am looking
Ahsoka's-
forward to the Ahsoka.
This is such a good
Oh, it's
character.
have to do
from,
better with that.
The Clone Wars, right? And they just
Good, yeah. I
Isn't that
want to
a
see how they screw this up, but
Let's take a look. Let's see the trailer, guys.
I was really sad because they're gonna do her dirty.
Something's coming. Something dark.
That's what he said.
Yes.
what's up in the background?
That was cool.
I sense it.
This is a new beginning.
That's cute.
For some,
Oh, that's neat. Oh, I like a good Twilight.
others. Power.
That's a fun Sith.
She was pretty. Yeah.
She was.
It's been a while. Things have changed.
Are there any dudes in this?
I don't think
Started
so.
hearing whispers.
Doesn't look.
Oh wow.
The bad guy's a dude. If
I
he's
bet.
white. Man, if he's white, it's gonna be hilarious.
As heir to the Empire.
Yep. Oh gosh.
Nailed it.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
There aren't many left.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
Oh, white blades. That's nice.
It's not gonna get me to pay Disney though.
No, that was I was joking. I was like, man, if the one guy is white and a villain, dear God,
They've gotten so predictable.
you can't make this stuff up, folks. You can't make it up.
Right? He tried.
What's up, guys? I tried.
Hey,
The
That's like the best-
feminazis have taken over Star Wars. They certainly
At
have.
least they allowed a couple of those chicks to be really cute. That
Oh,
was
yeah,
nice
they
of
were
them.
all-
That was
yeah.
nice of them to
Yeah,
not
yeah, most of them were very attractive, so
to not make them look like dudes. That was nice.
it's
of
eye
them.
candy. We like eye candy.
That was the best.
We talk a lot
footage
about
as well.
what's that?
That was the best footage they had.
That was it. That was the best
Oh,
we
yeah.
had.
Probably.
It's just downhill from there.
Oh no.
Pixel gets it for free. They're giving it away now, guys. They're giving it away.
Jeez.
All right.
I give it back.
So we talk about censorship a lot around here on this channel, and I know that I have a one of the lurkers. I have somebody that likes to go back and rage watch all of my shows, and they like to give
cool.
it the thumbs down. Oh, it's great. They give
Nice.
me so many view hours. I actually they help pay for my StreamYard, so I really appreciate them.
Nice.
So they watch all that, and then they talk about how they really like it when I talk about race. They feel like I'm very qualified to do that. And they also like it when I talk about censorship, and they think that my panel is one of the most educated panels in all of comics.
Oh, good.
So, yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
are.
You
Especially
are.
me.
You are. I do have
I'm
very
extra.
educated people on my panels. The sad part is when your head is so far up your rear end that you don't like to hear the truth, and everything you smell smells like crap. So, because your head's so far up your rear end. So anyway,
They think
censorship.
it's everybody else that smells like shit.
Exactly, and it's really your own
Yep.
butt. Michael, is it Tierney? Is that how I pronounce that? I would say
Tierney, yeah.
Tierney,
Yeah.
Tierney, Michael Tierney of the Comic Book Store on censorship board, waiting for governor's signature. So we've heard about the librarians getting caught in the crosshairs for books that are inappropriate for kids,
Yeah.
particularly the book Gender Queer, being in school libraries. And
That's the one
conservative
that's
parents
straight
going
up
against it.
porn.
Yeah, it actually has
Wow.
a graphic depiction of a boy learning to give another boy fellatio.
Wow. Yeah, it's straight up porn, and it's like
It is, yeah.
little. It should be
and
illegal.
this is in a school.
Technically.
It was in a school, yes, and so one of the things
Only
that
in
we're
America,
seeing,
folks.
only in America, yeah. Well, one of the things that we're seeing is that there is now a potential legislation that would make librarians receive a felony if they insist on allowing a banned book into the hands of a student under a certain age. Now, this primarily affects school libraries. School libraries, even though they're in a school, they're actually part of the city's library program. So it's a city student, a city employee that's usually there. And so the librarians now could run the risk of receiving a felony if
Yeah, but they're
a
dodging
book
the
that
bullet
is-
on that. It shouldn't be in there in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, it shouldn't be. No, it shouldn't be. And really,
That's
the
what I don't
problem
get.
comes
Like,
down to the publishers.
School libraries
So-
should be age appropriate to whatever
Right.
Straight up.
grades are in said school. Regular
Right.
public libraries, that's where you go and you have your sections. And, if a kid wanders into the adult section, their parents need to go get them. But in
Or if the
schools,
parent
they
gets
should
the
only
book
have
for them,
age
yeah.
appropriate. Yeah. But in schools, they
Yeah.
should only have age appropriate for those grades.
Well, that's common sense, and you would think common sense would prevail, but it does not. So originally,
goodness.
what happened was, Oni Press marketed genderqueer as to the scholastic system, and as a book for kids, basically.
Oh.
And so there was a lawsuit that was brought up to Oni Press. Oni Press found a loophole, and it was thrown out because they said, this should include not just the publisher, but the creator of the book and anyone that sold the book or made the book available in the library, right? So they kind of threw everybody else under the bus. And so some people, some lawmakers and some pissed off parents said, fine, let's go after the librarians and the clerks. And that's what's happening under the guise of censorship. Okay. Now I hate censorship, and you guys know that very much, but I do believe in public decency. And I don't think it's decent to have a book like Genderqueer available for students. I think Genderqueer should be made. I think people that are into that should celebrate it. I think if they wanted to fund that on Fund My Comic, I'm more than happy. But do what Dillard does and put on there, not for kids, right? In fact,
Yeah, there's a difference between censorship. Censorship in this case would be telling them they have to go back and change the book, or the book is flat out banned completely everywhere.
Yeah.
And nobody's saying that. They're all saying, no, you just aren't going to give this to children. And if we're going to call that censorship, then putting ratings on anything is censorship at that point.
Right.
Putting ratings on video games, on music, on movies. Oh, well, that's
Right.
censorship then, because you're saying no kids.
Yeah.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Yeah.
Straight to jail. Straight to jail.
Well,
Left like 200.
you brought your 16-year-old into an R-rated movie. Oh, you were.
Yeah. Well, we have a new book that's funding right now on Fund My Comic called "Ma'am, I Am." So you might have remembered a meme that went around on a tweet that went around where they claimed that AI had written a Dr. Seuss style story about transgenderism, like male to female transgender, and obviously AI is told what to write about certain things, so it would never have written that, but it made its rounds. Well, they actually turned it into a book, and that book is available on Fund My Comic. It's where they chose to fund that book. I couldn't be more proud, to be honest with you.
I want to know is if an
that they chose my
AI. Okay,
platform.
so an AI did not write it, right?
No, an AI did not write it. No.
Okay. I was about to say, because if an AI did it, they can't get money off. Okay.
No. That was the whole thing in the.
Okay. So you have
in the tweet,
a meme book coming to life.
It's right. Yeah, funding right now on Fund My Comic called "Ma'am, I Am."
Ma'am, I am.
The pages that are up there will make you laugh out loud. Okay. Now, when we went through the approval process, I was back and forth with the creator, saying, "Look, people are going to be upset with this, and I'd like you obviously know this, right? So answer these questions. We need to know what kind of content it is. Is it, is it parody? Is it not? Is it appropriate for kids? Is it not? And everything like so. He answered all the questions. They're right there on the campaign, and it's doing quite well for people thinking that it was a joke, and hopefully they do even better. But no, it is funny. So yeah, that's one of the things I remember because I remember sharing it in back rooms. Like, look at this, what AI wrote, and they're like, no, AI didn't write that. They wouldn't. AI won't write that kind of stuff. You can't get AI to say anything positive about a conservative. let alone say that if you're a biological male, you can never be a woman, which is basically the gist of this. It's like you're always going to have boy parts. You're always going to be like boy chromosomes. Like you're always going to be that. But basically in the book, like especially in the preview pages, you could see this guy saying this to the ma'am I am and gets carted off to jail. And so, yeah, it's funny. It's funny. They're like, it's a hoot. And so, yeah, they're funding that on Fund My Comic. But so here's what this article says. This one person says, while I find no fault with the intent to protect children from harm, doing so with a retroactive determination that hands down felony charges based on a system of consumer complaints ratified by the decisions of an advisory board is not the way to do it. The language of what is considered harmful should never be considered a fluid thing, which is intent of the SB 81 law that they're trying to produce. I want to combat that a little bit with this. That the pendulum has been swung and pushed forcefully by people with an agenda to one side. And many of those people with those agendas are teachers, are bookstore clerks, are, dare I say, even librarians that want to, let me put it this way. There's a question that I've been having to deal with where people is like, well, why shouldn't kids why can't they be in the audience of a drag queen? I'm like, that's not the question here. Why are drag queens insisting on having children as their audience?
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
Like
why do they need that?
If the parent feels like it's free, let me judge that parent, okay? But it is not up to you to make those decisions for parents.
Yeah.
Simple. Plain and simple. And so I think so what's happening is when they've gone after publishers, it's gotten thrown out. And so they said, well, you really need to go after the ones that are making it available to the end user and not to the ones that produce it. And so that's what they're doing. They were told to do this, and that's what they're doing. And it's only going to get worse. Do I think librarians should be slapped with felonies? Hell no. Do I think store clerks should be slapped with felonies? Absolutely not. I do not think that is what is needed. But whenever you push so hard in one direction, the natural response is to push equally hard back in the opposite direction to overcorrect. And I'm worried about where this is going. And
besides that, I'm pretty sure stores get in trouble if they knowingly sell porn to minors. So
yes.
Why are we sparing some people from selling porn to minors?
Right. So really, it comes down to the publisher. The publisher marketed it to children, marketed it to all ages. The
it really comes around back that the publisher is the one that should be getting in trouble because they're the ones that deemed it okay to give to children.
1,000%.
Yeah, but also,
you don't think that Playboy is sitting there going, yeah, this is all ages, these, Playboy spreads, all ages, magazine. No. They're porn.
Brian.
Hey, Brian. So it really is the publishers and anybody that's putting
Ray,
on there
right.
because that's luring even parents, ones that don't look too hard. They're just grabbing some kids' books, know.
Yeah, maybe
that's tricking parents into giving their kids pornography.
By not making it clear, like when you send your kid to the bookmobile, you don't expect them to grab a book that's going to have graphic depictions of sex in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a door lock distinctly drawn as the shape of a vagina.
Right.
Yeah, and you see, like the people running the bookmobile, what they think they have is a bunch of children's books.
Yeah.
So a lot of times they're not even knowing. They see a children's book, give it to children.
And it was put there because it was suggested to them, and because it was marketed to those companies by the publishers and distributors.
Yep.
The
It
publisher
really
knows what's
is
in the
not
book.
their fault. It really isn't.
Yeah, and so as it says here in the article, once more, it is the store clerk and the librarian caught in the crosshairs of the battle to determine to what is considered obscene, with the publishers and creators completely insulated from any repercussions should they include content without notice.
Yeah.
The reason I point this, wow, they did a bad job of editing this one. The reason I point to this is because of a recent discovery I made while writing a chapter on the Dark Horse comic series Conan and the Songs of the Dead in my Robert E. Howard 100-year catalog art chronology. I had carried this series in my stores, both of which were located in areas zoned where it was illegal to carry any content that might be considered pornographic because of my close proximity to schools and churches. When it came time to review the series, I was dismayed to discover that the series not only contained the image of a fully erect penis on a statue that is broken off and worn around the neck by Conan, who used it to open a door lock, distinctly drawn in the shape of vagina, and later on a lock shaped like skull by inserting it into the skull's mouth.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
He could have gotten in trouble for that. Again, the responsibility
And I
of
kind
this
of
needs to come
feel
down
bad
to
because
the
you don't.
publisher.
Yeah, you can't have the store clerk sitting there reading every single thing they're putting on the
You
shelf.
can't
They
expect
just
that
don't
to
have
happen.
that kind of time.
Look,
There has
I
to be a
work with
disclaimer of some form.
yeah. Look,
Yeah.
I work with Arrow Comics. You guys know that, Piper. You're an Arrow creator, right?
Yeah.
You've got you've got two books, 3 actually if you count hybrids, because you're a big part of hybrids as well. So hybrids,
Aw.
Rift Riders, and soon to be the first book under the Arrow 3G imprint, Little Mermaid. And so Arrow 3G stands for
very
girls.
different audiences.
Right, exactly. So 3G stands for Girls, Guns, and Gore. And the tagline is not for wussies. That's intended that it's not for wussies. You know that this is not children's material. It's adult
Yeah, if it's
material.
got that logo on it,
If it's
it's
got
not
that
for your
logo.
kids.
Because, and everyone knows the kind of stuff Randy's produced over the years with Spank the Monkey. And he's getting ready to do a book called Spank Bank, which is a bunch of short, kind of parodying stories featuring Spank the Monkey.
Leaves much to the imagination.
But at the same time, this guy also writes Paragon. He also writes Herobot Zero, stuff that are for kids in all ages, right? Yeah. And so, like, here's a guy who does both of these things, and he's very clear that, you know what, we've got the publisher's responsibility is to make sure that the children don't get the content that's not appropriate for them.
Yeah.
But aren't the publishers in turn then just going to turn around and point it towards the creators? And so, well, you didn't tell me. It turns into a sandpit.
Probably.
I feel like if you're a publisher, though, you should know what content you're putting your label on.
Exactly.
Though. It's a little bit different from a store owner that's like, okay, this publisher only publishes kids' books, so I know if I got this logo on it, it's a kids' book. You know, store owners are going to trust that because they're getting it from the publishers. The publishers, they should know what they're publishing because they also look to see if it's going to be profitable or not to even publish it. So they have to know what they're publishing.
Yeah.
Seems like every level should have a rating. Like they should put an adult content warning rating on it, not for kids, the publisher and the author.
Yeah. See, when the author, when the creators work with a publisher, what should happen is the creator go to the publisher and go, all right, I've got this kid's book. The publisher should go, okay, cool, we're looking for kids' books. Then they should look at it and get back to the creator and go, no, this is not a kid's book. Sorry.
Yeah.
Either you publish it with our adult, as an adult book, or you don't publish with us.
Yeah.
So, but what if the publisher and the creator both with genderqueer targeted children?
They're both.
Well, that's when. government's
But I
risk.
feel
They're
like the
culpable then, right?
publisher's a little more complacent because I don't want to tell creators that they can't create whatever the hell they want. Creators can create whatever the hell they want. I feel like it's on the publisher level to actually make that Reddit, like to go and give it to the world and tell the world it's one thing when it's not.
But it
what
is a
if they
shared
knew what it
responsibility,
was? Yeah, but what if they knew what it was and targeted children with it?
Oh well,
Then we have a
obviously
bigger
they
moral
in this
problem
case
that
they
we're dealing
technically they knew what it was.
They did. They knew what it was.
But
They
I feel
targeted
like
children
the
because they knew
publisher,
that Scholastics was going to make money.
yeah.
Yeah. So, I like where this guy's going with this, where the argument needs to go back to the publisher. They need to have some responsibility. Oni Press
Brian
dropped the
brings
ball.
up the publisher not knowing stuff, and I feel like, well, you know what? Then there needs to be some punishments that will make publishers want to know what the hell they're shipping out.
Yeah. I will say this about the publisher with Oni Press. A lot of people got fired, and that's why you see a lot of people on the move at Oni Press and them doing some stuff over there. A lot of people got fired. They said it was because of other reasons, but if you were paying attention to this, everyone was silent about this. In fact, other publishers, other people in the comic book and graphic novel industry were silent about this, and they shouldn't have been, because this affects all of us.
Yeah.
How many of our graphic novels are going to be able to easily get in schools and libraries now? Right? Because they were negligent or about their marketing. Now people are clerks and librarians are getting in trouble, and now they're going to point back to the publishers. They should have taken responsibility for it from the start, but they didn't.
They've essentially created another false precedent.
Yeah, I
People are
think
just going to help you now.
ultimately the publishers, and then the publishers should have the right to then go after the creators for falsely, representing.
Right, but you know
their
what?
product.
I'm going to call shenanigans on that. A publisher not knowing what's in the book they're publishing, that's BS.
That really seems very neglectful and
if you're a
not
publisher
good
and you know
business.
what's in there, you shouldn't be publishing.
Yeah.
What you're doing is you're just slapping your logo on anything. At that point, it's ridiculous.
I remember there's a big controversy in my middle school because they had Tank Girl comics in the middle school library. Because, the library, they were just like, it's comics. Comics are obviously for kids. And it turned out, I found out they had a lot of comics that were not for kids. But because of the mentality of it's comics, middle schoolers will love it. Yeah.
Well, speaking of a comic that's not for kids, check this out, guys. Now that was BA. That's live right now on Fund My Comic. Yep, that's live right now on Fund My Comic by Marv V. That's also another Arrow product, by the way.
I think we missed something in the last discussion too. The parents. It's like if your kids are reading something, know what it is.
Know what it is, yeah. Now, I will say this. The parents that are upset, they know what it is. That's why they're upset. And
Yeah.
they're like, where the hell did you get this? Well, I got it from my school library.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, and
you
here's
did
the
you?
thing too. If they're at school reading it and not at home.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Then the parents aren't even gonna know. So
Black Hat says
once it gets down to the parents, it's already gone through all these other things that
Yeah.
are supposed to let the parents know that it's safe.
Yeah, a lot.
Especially if they're bringing it home from school.
A lot of people drop the ball on that. Our rulers are pedos. Decadence, decay of society is how Rome was conquered. The Caesars were sissies. Yeah, they were. I agree. I read that with drama. Gravitas. You know what? I think I want to play another trailer.
12 ant traps, and I still have ants on my desk, and I don't have anything on my desk to attract ants. I have no idea how they got here.
We're dealing with ants in our kitchen right now.
Ooh.
And it is, I've been fighting the ants for a couple of weeks.
I'm glad they're not in my kitchen, because that's definitely a worse situation. But ants freak me out, man. Every time I see one on my desk, all of my skin crawls. Like, my brain goes, oh, you see that ant? Yeah, you're covered in those. Every time. But why my desk? I can't find where they're coming in from. 12 traps.
Here, let's check out this one. Your mics will not be muted.
Ooh.
It's always the same.
Oh, yes. I love the teddy bear. Oh, so many pages.
Got to get that business on Fund My Comic.
Man, I just need all trailers to be animated from now on. Like, not that still pictures that we kind of make wiggle a little bit. I mean, like, they need to all be animated like that.
These guys are setting the bar really high. So I want to talk about this. So there's a couple things I want to talk about. But let's see how much time
drama.
we have. Let's see how much time we've got, right? So I saw this this tweet. We're gonna read through this because this is pretty funny. So this was done on April 1st. Obviously, it's the 11th now. I wanted to talk about it a couple of weeks ago. So this was 10 days ago. This is an old tweet. Coach, my coach. He says 3 pages a week for comic book freelancers should not be difficult if you can't handle 3 pages. You should not pursue this as a profession and certainly avoid working for me. This tweet did not age well. Don't even get me started on inkers who should be doing 1.5 to 2 pages a day, yet can't handle 3 a week.
Oh. It is on April 1st. Sure he wasn't just trying to start something?
I hope to God it was a April Fool's joke.
Is he talking about people doing this full time?
Yeah, he's talking about freelancers doing this stuff, right? So let's talk about freelancers for a minute. So what is your guys' expectations on when you hire out your work? How long do you think what's the expectation? How long do you think a person that is
you really want me to go down there?
Yeah, you want it right away, right?
The ideal is that you want it right away, but in reality, the expectation is, hello.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, we'll have to flog a dead horse. If the person you're outsourcing to gives you a time frame, stick to the goddamn time frame.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, my thing is, if I say, can you get this done by this deadline? before I pay them, hire them. And they say yes. That's what I expect is, okay, you agreed that if I give you money, you can meet this deadline. If you can't, don't, like, don't tell me you can.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's a reasonable expectation, but let's go immediately to the comments that this garnered, like, right away. You can see that Dean James of Comics Mate, who is improving with everything that he draws, he's quite prolific.
It's been cool to see him evolve.
Yeah, you can see I like these tweets because I thought they were very fun. Us new guys aren't the ones who are constantly late.
I mean,
A little shade gets thrown, right?
I mean,
right. Okay. We're going to get to a really saucy one because that's the kind of tea I like to sip right before bed. Brian at Brian RF2000 says, it's good to know expectations. Not that I'm looking to work for anyone, but as a personal goal, is that pencils and inks or just pencils? And that is just pencils. He didn't answer him. That's pencils. Inks are different. I am able to do 3 pages of pencils and inks a day. I think I'm slow. I was told today that I'm fast. By Malin standard, I should be doing this full time. I am. I just realized.
Yeah, I was about to
Mad
say.
Ruth says my artist takes 1 week a page, and his page rate is great. I can't rush the process. 1 page a week. But does he have another job? Does he do something else? Is he a full-time guy or what? Is there...
Those are the questions you should ask when you hire somebody.
Right, yeah. Some people said, I never missed a deadline. I used to work for this person or did that. Did G.I. Joe. This guy says, if I was inking someone like Ron Lim, sure. But if Jim Lee, probably not 2 a day. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, that's very, very fair.
There's a lot of lines.
Yeah,
sometimes
really
it's too bad you
make
don't
it so generic either, because all he says is pages. He doesn't say what he's asking for on those pages.
What kind of pages they are. Like, I know that EVS pages take a long time. They have to.
Yeah,
with all
and
that
you can
detail.
see why. Like, it's very clear why they take that long.
You want to know why I can get as many pages done as I do a day? Because I'm not throwing a ton of detail into them. I work with the same colorist over and over and over again. I know what they're going to do, and they know what I expect from the art. I give them direction in the inks without putting a ton of detail, and then they fill it up with color. They make it look pretty. They're able to do it quicker. I'm able to do it quicker. They're not working around a bunch of lines. I'm not drawing extra lines. We're able to do it fast because our clients need it done fast, and they need it cheap, and they need it good.
And
right?
they get what they pay for. Like, essentially, at the end of the day, you getting what you're paid for, or you should.
Yeah.
Whoever should get what they're paying for. If they want something simple should be faster.
Yeah. Black Hat says my stuff
easier.
starts out severely sloppy. The more I work on it, the less sloppy it gets. I could do a page a day, but it looked like crap. And a lot of people could. I mean, it's like that diagram of the, this many hours with the horse.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
The faster you go, really, it depends on the amount of detail and depth that you want the image to have. If I drew in EVS detail, there's no way I could do as many pages a day as I do. It's impossible. I can do that. I can. But I don't.
I take a week for like a drawing because.
Yeah. If I did that, I would have to do. I could get 3 pages of pencils done a week at max, and that's working 6 days probably to get all of that in there. If I'm doing the pencils and inks, I could do 3 if I'm doing my own inks, because I could skip most of the pencil stage and go straight into jumping in if I'm doing digital. If I'm doing traditional, even longer. It takes even longer to do traditional.
I've seen Ethan
because I don't have an undo button.
skip to the inks on traditional before on a stream. And I was just like, no
Yeah. Well, I mean,
way in hell I could ever do that. Damn.
I do that on traditional. Like I most of my traditional is skip to inks.
I have zero confidence.
But I'm way slower on the inks than I am when I'm with digital.
Yeah.
So with digital, I have an undo button. If I screw it up, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't have undo on the paper, right? They haven't installed that yet. That's an update that we're working on. The developers are having trouble with it.
You have a does whiteout help, or you're gonna have to start all over?
Yeah, I don't use whiteout. Redshift says it depends on the page. More complicated pages may take a couple days to a week. Just work with the artist and set realistic deadlines. Absolutely. If you're doing splash pages that are cover worthy, you're not going to get that kind of speed. An art beast, though, talking about somebody, you definitely got one of the best working at a very high level for you. Where is I got to get to the T. It's so much fun. Sneak Diss and Ethan, nice.
Oh,
are you working?
That's my.
Are you working? Are you working? Yeah, Malin be like, are you working? Here we go. You gotta love Algios on the farm.
Oh, ouchies.
This guy, he is. I don't know if he likes Malin. I can't tell. He might love him. I don't know. But man, he's throwing some heat right here. Check this out. So he starts off his thread with, so based on that, why is Godlike delayed? Godlike is 48 plus pages. If we assume 60 pages delivered for pencils based on your expectations for a freelancer, that would be a delivery time of 20 days. As you're a professional, well, what does a professional do? For inks, your minimum is 1.5 pages a day, which takes that to 60 days takes that 60 pages out to 40 days. If we assume that those pencils were completed before inking started, that is 60 days total. Considering holidays and family events, let's say 75 days. That's still just over 3 months. I backed the book mid-campaign on August 18th, 2021. Even if it is assumed that you did not start on anything prior to the end of the campaign based on your expectations for freelancers, it should be completed well before now, yes?
Yeah. Ooh.
Right. And then the simp comes in, of course. You've got to have a simp come in. I bet he'd give your money back if you asked for it. That's not the point.
Yeah.
That's not the point. No one's asking for the money back. The point is...
pointing out that the logic is hella flawed.
It's not the logic. It's the hypocrisy.
Oh, yeah, true.
That's the problem. 3 pages a week for a freelancer, yet.
For a professional.
Yeah, for a professional, this book is extremely late. But based on your own expectations, it should be met.
Yeah, and other things happen in life too. Like people have lives. Who knew?
Right. Exactly. But people have lives and they still do their jobs, right?
True, yeah.
You still go to work, right? If you're a freelancer, this is your job. If you're a professional, this is your job. Like, this is my job. I'm expected to get so many pages done a week in order to keep up with my client demands, okay? Now, I'm not saying that I'm better than these guys, because I'm not. Obviously, they're way better artists than I am. But what I might be is a harder worker, right? Because the expectation is for the guys at this level is to be hard workers. Yeah, you may not be able to draw like that, but you got to get your butt in the seat. It's called butt power. That's what we call it, butt power, right? Stay in this chair. You know how many hours I've been in this chair today? I've been in this chair for 17 hours today. I've been in this chair for 17 hours because I'm streaming today. Because I do streams on Tuesdays as well. Thursday, I'll be in the chair probably 15 to 17 hours again. And I'll get up for a few hours and, I'll go to lunch. Some days I take my lunch right here in the chair while I draw. Because I have to.
That's how I got ants.
Right. I mean, because I have to. I don't have a choice. There's not an option for me not to do that, right? So if I'm going to stream, I have to work twice as hard. And I think therein lies a problem. and this might get me in trouble, but I don't care much about trouble. I think that sometimes we spend way too much time streaming about stupid crap when we could be drawing our books. Right? So here is one of the complaints that I hear. It's like, oh, well, they only show up whenever they've got a book to sell. Otherwise, they're gone. They're MIA. Yeah, they're drawing that book.
Yeah, they're working on the damn book.
They're working on the book. So this is the discussion that I want to have tonight based on this, on comic books being made on time. What is the expectation between streaming to promote your book and actually working on your book? At what point is our balance for that? Obviously, if you're one of the kings, these guys, they stream an exorbitant amount of time. Sometimes, though, EVS will disappear and he's getting work done. You know he's drawing, right?
Yeah.
But what is the expectation, right? At what point do you draw that balance? I mean, we all love these 5-hour streams where we're talking crap, right?
I will give them that a lot of time. You can see that they are working during the stream.
Really? I don't know that I've seen that a lot of time.
They
But of course, if I'm listening to them, I'm actually not.
Yeah, you're not looking.
I'm not looking because I'm drawing. I was actually on a stream earlier with John Douglas, and I was working. I was finishing a page up while I was there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, because they'll be looking down at what they're doing while talking on the stream. And eventually somebody will always ask, like, what you're doing. Or they'll say what they're doing. They're like, yeah, I'm on page whatever, doing such and such, or I'm doing the cover for whatever. So they'll say what they're doing. They don't always just stream the art because spoilers, generally. Like,
right, yeah, you don't want to do that. And
but they'll be working on it, and you can tell that they're working on it. And then there's plenty of times, there's plenty of times that they're not. But you can generally tell when they're like they're not 100% in the stream because they're working.
Yeah.
They're probably working slower because of the stream, but they are at least working. They are.
Yeah. Well, I also find being on social media slows me down.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a distraction, and I can't get on the internet fights with people because I have to work.
Yeah, if I get in a conversation, that's when it becomes a distraction.
I really, sometimes I do like a good internet fight.
Right?
But I can't do it because I have to work.
Sometimes. I save those for toilet time.
Rini is constantly working. I see her working all the time.
Yeah, she's one.
Jason.
I'm thinking of there's plenty that like they're generally always working while streaming.
Yeah. But okay, so Rini's the only one that I would consider. I mean, they're all professional because they're all doing it for profession.
Yeah.
They're all freelance. But yeah, so that's why I was wondering kind of like the expectation. I wanted to hear from you guys. And I like to spill that tea. I like to sip on that tea that Al just dropped. I always love it when I'm not on the receiving end of it.
Oh, yeah. I think for a freelancer, there should be some slack. It's like...
Right, yeah. I think a little bit, yeah.
I understand they are totally social when they're trying to sell us something and they disappear. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I also get that it is kind of enjoyable seeing them on stream, but seeing that somebody is working on the thing while trying to be social. But, not all freelancers can do that. I think if they, like, once a week, show up somewhere once a week on, do something regularly, like, predictable, so fans know where to find you. Show up on a show once a week. We apologize for the technical difficulty. Oh, dang.
I'm not sure about that.
Frozen to me.
Working on the
Wise
iPad.
Guy says, I may be too lenient, but I leave it to the creator to decide what their work-life balance work for them. I put a lot of trust in that eventually I receive the product. Yeah, no, I know. Sorry, I've been talking a lot. I just have lots of opinions on this particular. No, that's fine.
I think one of the things
but what happens when there's 7 weeks late?
Everybody gets paranoid when a creator does their promotional routes and hits all the streams and then disappears because so many have done that and never come back with a product.
Yeah, I get that too. Yeah.
So
You
I
know?
think that's why people are like, well, we want to see them still, because if you're still hanging out, you're still being held accountable by your peers
Yeah.
and the chat.
Like I think people like Dillard, they know that he's lurking. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a streaming machine. Some days I am. Some days I stream a lot. Those days I don't get as much work done as I would like. On top of my streaming today, I still got 3 pages done, so I'm pretty happy with myself.
Oh yeah,
I would like to
man.
have gotten 4 or 5 done, but
Yeah, my advice I think for freelancers is show up somewhere once a week.
you do. Yeah, you need to show up. Well, I'm building my own platforms, so I have to do that stuff. And I think,
Oh yeah.
I think staying in front of people is nice, but I think if you're constantly on social media and you're constantly on streams,
Yeah, if you're on
not
too
going to get
much,
your work done. Yeah,
yeah, and you're gonna
And-
come off as unproductive too.
yeah.
I feel so
Who's going to want to
ashamed.
give you money? What's that?
Yeah.
I feel so ashamed constantly streaming or not streaming, but social mediaing when I should be working.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm in this Genesis crew thing, and I've gone to the chat twice today, only twice. And I'm like, there's no way I can catch up with this. I don't have the time.
Yeah, I kept dipping out of all group DMs because they were distracting me from work, and I never knew what the hell was going on in them anyway. So like, I felt like,
for Luke, actually. Sorry to
Yeah.
cut. I didn't mean to cut you off, Pepper. But a question for
Oh,
you.
yeah, no.
Are you working more on your own stuff or a mix of things or other people's stuff?
Right now, I'm working on everybody else's stuff. The stuff that I'm working on, I can't show.
Okay.
So I would be happy to stream it live. Like I want to do draw streams. I would be happy to stream it, but I can't. I'm not allowed to show it. So, when you're under an NDA, you can't show this stuff off. So I'm working at about 6 to 8 pages a week for other people right now.
So a bit of a follow up with that. When you're working on your own stuff, do you find that you get fatigue when you're working on it? Like just you've been doing the same project for year after year after year, or
Oh, not at all.
You don't get fatigue?
No, not with hybrids, not at all. I love it. In fact, I'm fastest at hybrids because I know the characters so well and I know the world so well. I can whip out, and Piper will tell you, she's seen me work on that one. I can do a lot of pages per day.
yeah,
Like I can probably knock out about a third of the book in a week. And that's with taking breaks and stuff. Because I've been working with the colorist for so long. I leave a lot open for him to work. Patrick is amazing. So I leave a lot of room for him. And I'm working with Patrick on 2 other projects right now as well. So it's the same treatment. Once I get used to the characters, I start plowing through. And I am working with Edgar, who did colors on Dillard's art for Rift Riders on one project right now. And I haven't gotten any many pages yet because we're waiting on some approvals from the writer, from the editor, I mean. So I'm able to, but we've worked together before, so I'm leaving things kind of open for him as well. I'm doing a little more rendering on that book than I normally would, only because we haven't worked together as much as Patrick and I have. So
I guess other than fatigue, I guess my last question,
hybrids.
for another follow up would be, what about like what I find when I'm working consistently on, I do some freelance stuff whenever something comes along for 3D models, but it's rare. Most of the time I'm working on my own projects, but like you're staring at the same image, because with 2D art, I find it's a lot more fluid and a lot quicker, and you're changing things up more.
Mm-hmm.
With 3D art, you're constantly scrutinizing the same image over and over and over again, and it's the same model for like a year straight. You're like, I got everything down, it's good, it's perfect, and then you're like, oh, I screwed it up here, let's start again. You can get real claustrophobic sitting at the same desk, you know.
My office looks real big, but this is like a 10 by 10 room. So it's very small. And I did have an open window, and then people complained because of the light wash on my face. So I stuck up a blackout curtain. So yeah, I get it. I do get it. I understand. But I'm also ADHD. Emphasis on the HD, and that's my superpower.
There you go.
So I can get hyper focused, and I can really get into it for a while. The problem is the days where the AD comes in, and I have trouble focusing on one project.
Yeah.
But that's when I have multiple projects, and I can bounce around between multiple books or multiple things. Now, if I'm inking, if I'm doing pencils and inks, I have to do pencils and inks. I cannot jump from pencils and inks to letters to colors in one day. Will not happen. Yikes. No works. I have to be on one thing at a time because this changing gears throws me off. Like I do all of my clerical stuff for my business, contracts, invoices, and everything in the evening. Because if I start doing it during the day, I'm going to get distracted. And that's all I'm going to get done. So yeah, you've got to, it's a lot of time management. But I think there's a lot of expectation on the freelancers. And I think, Malin put it out there. And if you're going to do it professionally, he's got a point. Like if this is what you're going to do for a living, you need to be able to produce. There's no way that I could feed my family if I didn't produce fast enough. It's not possible. And I'm also behind on work right now because of the move. So that also hurts me in the fact that I need to get caught up so that projects can come out when I want them to. But I can't start working on my stuff until I've gotten everyone else's stuff done. So the only thing right now that's mine that I'm working on is getting some things ready for print. And the RPG, making sure that's ready for print. And the new trade paperback, and that's ready. I mean, that's ready to go. So there's not much of my own stuff. I haven't started drawing issue 10 yet, which is I'm chomping at the bit to get to. So it's such a fun issue. It's a lot of fun.
Speaking of comics, I've been in touch with James from Broken Compass. Thanks for the stuff from Broken.
Yep.
And he sent me a courtesy digital of Magnificent Bastards.
Yeah.
Bloody good
very
read.
good. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good read. Yeah. Quite good. He's quite good.
I'm still going to open Broken. I'm just waiting for a weekend where I can just put my feet up, and get stuck into it.
Yep. I love it. Yeah, there's a lot of good books out there right now. And a lot of it comes from people that are working really hard. Last thing we're going to talk about, and then I don't know if we'll have time. Kind of want to end it at an hour and a half because I've got to get up early tomorrow.
I was going to say, I'm getting sleepy.
Recommend a comic to read. It's always a good spot to end.
It really is. Here, I'll recommend one right now. Here, check this one out. That's live over on Fun My Comic right now. That's a very fun book. Randy will tell you his inspiration for The Fool was The Punisher. It is his version of The Punisher. And I'm like, I don't, you have to read it. It is a fun book.
It kind of reminds me of, what's it called? Mask and Joker Mask. You ever seen that comic?
Yeah, I have. Randy's an old school classic kind of guy, and so it's a fun book. It is a fun book that is good and appropriate for all ages. It is appropriate for all ages. But yeah, that's what we got going on. Check out fundmycomic.com. Ray, what are you up to these days? You available for work?
I am. I'm currently trying to write off 2 of the websites that I've got at the moment. Just going to help out with medical once that gets signed off and paid. Yeah. But yeah, I'm free now. Just waiting on developers, as we all know. Once those come through, then I'm gonna be fast.
Get a hold of Ray Haylock on Twitter or Facebook. He's available there under his name at Ray Haylock. Check him out over there.
Yeah, I doxed myself.
Give him a follow. Yeah, I do too. Luke's my real name. Jim O'Reilly is here. Welcome, Jim. You're just in time for us to say goodbye. Jim O'Reilly is a hell of an artist. Hell of an artist. Whiskey.
Oh yeah.
What are you working on right now?
The Banner Steed and Lance tabletop miniatures game. Today I spent the entire day working on a rare brace, a piece of armor that connects the elbow and the arm, and that's basically it.
Takes a long time to do the 3D modeling, doesn't it?
Depends on what it is. Some things can go smoother if I have like sort of like a baseline to work with. References, if it's it just really depends what the project is and how much detail I want to throw into it.
Cylinders are easy, right?
So what? Yeah, cylinders are easy. Yeah, I can do a cup in like 5 seconds. But
there you go.
if it's a complicated piece, and I'm a perfectionist with my own miniatures. And you can check us out on Twitter if you guys want to see. Just look up Bandit Ricochet. You may have to do some searching on Google to find it first because Twitter is weird right now. But yeah, with my own stuff, I'm a perfectionist. So I go over a model and I'll go over it again and I'll go over it again, make sure everything's perfect before I'll sign off on it.
Yeah. Well, you got that Canadian Twitter, don't you?
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with that. It's
the Canadian Twitter's really weird.
We're not sure if it's how it's they're just it's Canada, just oh Canada,
oh Canada, oh Canada. Piper, you've got everything going along well with Merkmaid, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I need to finish writing it. It's been interesting writing this particular one because all of us are super imaginative and like exploding with ideas.
That's what she said.
Right? So like every day it's like, what if? Oh, hold on. I'm going to put that in the script. Hold on. So it's been fun to work on. So fun to work on because of this. And I think it's going to be a really, really fun book. With all the madness too, like I do research. I already knew some nautical stuff thanks to my uncle, but I have learned so much more, especially about sea life.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited.
We'll be getting pages for a couple of sample pages for Rift Riders number 2 done here soon. And we're shipping out this week. So we're shipping out this week. Next week, I will be streaming, hopefully from the hotel. My son's friend passed away right before Easter.
Yeah.
And so the funeral is next Monday. And so I'm flying him down so that he can be there for that. But we're going to be there because the cheap flights only fly out on Sunday and Thursday. So,
of course.
So we got to stay through Thursday. So I'll be hanging out at a hotel, working from a hotel. So I'll have my iPad so I can draw there. And then I'll be doing some writing, and I think I'll take my laptop. We'll try to stream like we normally do. It may not be as seamless as what it is now.
Oh yeah,
like it's seamless now, right? Yeah, like it's very good now.
What a story, Mark.
Yeah, what a story. So yeah, we'll be doing that. But my plan is, my hope is to have all of the books out by the end of the week. If not, the following weekend I will, because I'll get back in town late Thursday night, a week from this Thursday, and then so Friday and Saturday we'll be just getting things, what's left over, into the boxes and to the and to the fans. So yeah, we've got quite a bit to pack up. Oh, and Soltac, I just found out, is it printed. It's at the binders right now. They're binding it. They're getting that done, and so they think that they're going to ship those books out at the 1st of next week. Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty exciting. So yeah, lots of books coming around. That's another Arrow property. Arrow Comics is just scooping up all kinds of great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do. We just scoop it up. That's what we do. So guys, peace out, everybody. As the memes of destruction says. It's been great. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Chat, you've been fantastic.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
We've had quite a few people watching all night. So we've had a good crowd over on YouTube, some from our Facebook a little bit, and we've had a decent crowd over on Rumble all night long. My numbers on Rumble are quite impressive, honestly, for having 21 followers over there. So if you're on Rumble, be sure to go over and follow me. Yeah, I'm getting watches into the 500s and stuff like that.
Yeah, I found you on Rumble today, and I couldn't find the live stream. It's weird, but I'm on the iPad, so
yeah. So
Rumble's weird.
All right, guys. Yeah, check it out. Mad Ruth was there. Soul Tech. Yeah. So yeah, Craig, you should expect to see some books by the end of next week. It looks like. So at your doorstep, you're gonna be pretty excited about that. Yep, good times, guys. Good times. So remember, don't kill anyone.
Seems like nice.
You see, your actions have consequences. When you oppress people, they rise up in a fiery anger.
Do you draw the Flintstones naked? There's a market for that.
There is a market for that.
If you take everything I've accomplished in my entire life and condense it down into one day, it looks decent.
It looks decent, guys. It looks decent. All right, folks, we're going to play us out. You have a good night. It's good to see you.